Sensational retrial of multimillionaire polo mogul John Goodman. He was convicted of drunk driving manslaughter 2 years ago, but that conviction was thrown out. And now the sequestered jury is not supposed to know about that. ABC's Matt Goodman has the story.
This morning, polo magnate John Goodman back in a Florida courtroom, being retried on charges of DUI, manslaughter, and vehicular homicide after crashing his $200,000 Bentley into 23-year-old Scott Wilson's Hyundai in 2010.
The crash instantly killing the recent college graduate.
Prosecutors say Goodman waited an hour until calling 911.
I just had a wreck, and I'm on, where am I?
Do you see all the deputies that are out there?
No, I ran down the road to a barn.
We find the defendant guilty of DUI manslaughter.
The multimillionaire was convicted of the same charges in 2012 and sentenced to 16 years in prison. But that conviction was thrown out because of juror misconduct. The bizarre trial featured countless twists, including the 51-year-old's adoption of his own girlfriend at the time to allegedly protect hundreds of millions of dollars if convicted. That adoption was later thrown out.
This new trial started Saturday.
First thing he did when he walked into the Players Club is order 10 shots of your best tequila.
Prosecutors say Goodman's blood alcohol level was more than twice the legal limit when he was tested 3 hours after his 5,600-pound Bentley T-boned Wilson's 3,000-pound Hyundai and shoved it into a canal where Wilson drowned.
Goodman's defense claims it was Goodman's Bentley that was impaired.
His car was not slowing down.
Goodman has once again pleaded not guilty. For Good Morning America, Matt Goodman, ABC News, Miami.
All right, Matt, thanks very much. Let's get right to ABC's chief legal anchor, Dan Abrams, with us this morning. And Dan, you and I were talking about this. Are you at all surprised there's a retrial here?
There's always a surprise when you get a retrial based on juror misconduct. But this misconduct was pretty spot on for getting a new trial. Meaning the juror sits there and does his own drinking experiments during the case to see how drunk he gets doing vodka shots. That's exactly what you're not supposed to do when you're a juror in a case. You're not supposed to do your own tests.
Or get drunk.
You get drunk in your own time.
Exactly.
That's okay. But you can't sit there and do tests related to the case to determine whether you believe the evidence or not. He also admitted that he hadn't disclosed that his ex-wife had a DUI. Very relevant in this case. Where did he disclose it? In a self-published book. I mean, it was almost begging for him to get in trouble, which he did, ended up serving time, and a retrial.
But we know retrials are so rare, but when they do happen, they generally help the prosecution.
That's right, because typically it tends to be a hung jury, right, where the prosecution tried to get a conviction and they couldn't succeed. In this case, they did succeed. They won the case. This time it's the defense that has the advantage to look at how the case went, possibly consider new strategies. It already seems they have some advantages, which is some witnesses have already changed their testimony, people forget. All of those things are an advantage to the defense. The only issue is going to be, does the defendant himself take the stand? And if he does, is his testimony consistent with his testimony?
Right. Will he take the stand? All right, Dan Abrams, always great to have you.
Yeah,
thanks, Dan.
absolutely.